Hello and welcome back to Lorabo 2, Dagger of Amon-Ra. I'm Ragnatz. Here's Lorabo, and we're going to go downstairs. There we go. Ooh, this area's kind of nice. What?
That's 10. Is that a unicorn floating in the murky liquid? Can't be. Unicorns are mythical creatures. That 5. A large, hairy creature with at least one huge claw is floating in the murky liquid of the vat. That 14. There's a vaguely humanoid shape floating in the murky liquid. After staring through the glass for a while, you see what appears to be white hair, or perhaps it's a large jellyfish. Vat 13. Indistinct shapes are floating in the murky liquid. None of the creatures are close enough to the glass to see what they are. Vat 12. Small creatures with long tails are floating in the murky liquid. Vat 11. Something odd is floating in the murky liquid. It appears to be half man and half fish. Or maybe it's just a trick of the light. Vat 9. Tiny furry creatures, too cute for words, are floating in the murky liquid. There are so many of them in here that their individual shapes merge together into one massive fur ball. Vat 8. A thick body with 2 long bird-like legs and a long neck ending in a small head floats in the vat. Vat 7. Whatever is in this vat, it's huge with a long neck. The liquid is too murky to see more. Vat 4. A bulky creature with a huge head is floating in the vat. Vat 3. Very long tubular shapes, like lengths of thick rope, are floating in the murky liquid. Vat 2. Peering through the glass, you see a turtle floating nearby in the liquid. Vat 1. Small marsupials are floating in the murky liquid. It looks like some kind of a sprayer thing, maybe for hosing down lab specimens on the table. Whatever it is, it doesn't work. Wielding your skimming net with authority, you probe around in the vat, completely ignoring the corpse of a king who keeps getting in the way of your search. Boy, the alcohol fumes sure are strong in here. The container is full of an oily liquid. A wooden workbench loaded with many empty glass containers that smell of alcohol, although one of them is full of an oily liquid. The desk is dusty, giving you the impression that it's not used very often.
Oh, good evening, Miss Ball.
Hi, Dr. Miklos. I'm sorry if I startled you.
Oh, that's okay. I enjoy being startled. And please, call me Olympia.
Okay, Olympia. You enjoy being startled?
It keeps the blood flowing. I love it. I was just trying to find Daisy, my ferret. She usually has the run of the museum, but it's time for me to feed her.
And you think she might be in here?
Well, she's been spending a lot of time in here lately for some reason. She probably likes the unusual smells. Who knows?
Can I help you look for her?
Thanks, but I'm sure I can find her. Would you mind leaving me for a while so she'll come out of hiding?
Certainly. Sorry to disturb you.
Fräulein Ball, this laboratory is dangerous and verboten to the public. You will leave now.
Okay.
The room feels remarkably well.
I will not.
I will not. What?
It's too far away for you to get a good look at it, but it's definitely cheese, and it definitely stinks.
Looks like a bit of a trap.
It's a length of wire.
That wire seems to be attached to
World
something
War
there.
I campaign medals. Kaiser Wilhelm of Germany is prominently featured on many of the medals. Although the medals are shiny and colorful, there's really no need for you to touch them.
The fact that all that's connected makes me think I don't want to touch that myself. Let's try this.
While this is an interesting approach, it serves no practical.
Knock the cheese with the bone. Holy shit!
The intercom crackles and you hear,
Wolfie, it's Olympia. If you can hear me, meet me in the armor room at 2 o'clock. You promised to show me your private scars, remember? See you there, Wolfcakes.
Holy crap.
you pick it up and place it in your purse.
Thank God I did not touch that with my hands. Whoops. Take another stab at it.
It's you.
I'm happy I saved.
You pick it up and place it in your purse. Looks aren't everything. A desk blotter placed in the exact mathematical center of the desk. The intercom crackles and you hear,
Wolfie,
Yeah.
why, it's a book written by Wolf Heimlich himself. The title is The Heimlich Death Maneuver. Don't touch it. How-to books on medieval torture.
Any particularly interesting looking books? It's all the same shelf. Alright. All these shelves look identical.
Joe Bob's Weapons of the World for 1926. The complete set of books. Joe Bob's Joe.
Oh, but there's different information on them.
This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of museum security, including such books as Criminals Among Us. This bookshelf is Joe Bob's Joe.
I thought that was the thing with the Heimlich.
These are books on art forgery. These are. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of art history. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of art history. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of museum security. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of medieval weaponry. This bookshelf is dedicated to the topic of medieval weaponry. Joe.
Where the hell is the other?
A series of books
Whoa.
on torture without leaving scars.
That's different.
For some reason, the spine on this book has been turned round to face the wall, hiding the title.
Poems.
The poetry book falls open to a poem, She Walks in Beauty, written by Lord Byron. The page is marked by a black garter with a note pinned to it. You pick it up and place it in your purse. Rubbing the charcoal over
Alright,
a lacy black garter with the name Yvette stitched into it.
of course.
There is also a note attached.
Which says...
Feels like... The note attached to the garter reads, "You can have the other garter and much more if you meet me at 3 a.m. in the preservation lab." The handwriting is female.
Let's see what's over here.
Can a man have any privacy in his own office? I've got a lot of problems right now, so I'd appreciate it if you'd go pester someone else.
Shrug.
Oh,
Yeah, we had this
I was
conversation.
well, can I? Thanks, but sir,
Okay.
The glass covering the alcove is marked with the words, "For emergency use only."
Actually, wait. Save again. Alright, what time was Carrington supposed to meet? Might have been 1 o'clock. What? Yeah, that porcupine.
Two letters written in blood on the desktop. The letters C and P are carefully written in blood on the desk, as if they were put there by the dying President Carrington. The glass on the clock face appears to have been smashed during a struggle. Whether it was a struggle to wind the clock or a struggle for Carrington's life, it's hard to say for certain.
And what time does it say?
The clock appears to have been broken at exactly 12:04 a.m.
Okay.
Countess and Ziggy at 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
Medieval armor display. It's dripping blood. It's the intercom. Don't touch it. You don't know where it... Don't touch...
I won't touch it.
Don't... It's dripping blood. Dr. Carrington's head holds no clues that you can discover, except for the somewhat pained expression on his face. Porcupine quills, which appear to have caused Dr. Carrington's demise as they passed through his body, creating multiple perforations in many of his vital organs. It's the pale left hand of Carrington's corpse. The fingers are showing signs of lividity. It's the pale right hand of Carrington's corpse. The fingers are showing signs of lividity. It's the body of President Archibald Carrington III.
And they are dropping like flies.
It's the dead body of Archibald Carrington III. From the position of the corpse, you suspect foul play. Don't touch it. Don't touch...
Okay, fine. 12:45.
First editions of classic literature. Upon close inspection, you see nothing new here. Don't touch. Don't.
Oh, now you'll touch. Crime and punishment. Hey, CP. Police file.
You pick it up and place it in your purse. You read a police report on the criminal career of one Watney Little, conman extraordinaire.
Which says what?
You admire the wood pulp patterns in the paper. The file feels somewhat slimy.
Are you saying this guy's...
You read a police report on the criminal... Glancing at the top of the page, you notice that the investigations were conducted by Scotland Yard. You also notice that the last entry describes Little's recent escape from Dartmoor prison. Clipped to the outside of the folder is a small handwritten note that reads simply, "Remember our deal." Apparently this file was provided in exchange for somebody's silence or service. You read a police report on the criminal career of one Watney Little, conman extraordinaire. The file contains an amazing list of offences, mostly fraud, conspiracy to commit fraud, and various degrees of larceny. Glancing at the top of the page, you noticed that the investigations were conducted by Scotland Yard. You also notice that the last entry describes Little's recent escape from Dartmoor prison. Clipped to the outside of the folder is a small handwritten note that reads simply, "Remember our deal." Apparently this file was provided in exchange for somebody's silence or service.
Huh.
By reading a few lines from the book, you gather that the theme of this book is that man pays for his crimes against men by suffering for those crimes. It's amazing how much meaning you can get from a few well-chosen words. The 6-button intercom allows the president to talk and listen to people in other offices. You touch the... You touch the intercom unit, completely missing the buttons. And the whole point, apparently. You touch... This button turns the intercom on and off. Since this is the master intercom unit, it has a send-receive button. You touch the intercom. When you press the button, all you hear is static. When you press the button, all you hear is static.
Wish I checked this before all the killings started happening.
When you press the button,
Oh, here's static.
when you press the button, all you... The intercom crackles and you overhear a conversation.
Oh, my lover, how do you manage to do it so many times?
Sure, and a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
And you do it so well.
Try and keep your voice down, lass. Someone might hear us.
Oh, I do not care, my amour. Life, she is something we only enjoy once.
Sure, and begorra, I do this at least 50 times a day to stay in shape.
50 times, ooh la la, and what do you call this movement?
Sit-ups, lass. I also do 50 push-ups each day, then I run a few miles.
You touch the intercom crackles and you overhear a conversation.
Oh, I so love your scars, Wolfie. Show them to me again, darling.
They are yours to admire, my strudel.
Hoopa! Very, very nice.
Ja, and I have this new bone for your collection.
Ah,
Oh my.
such a large bone, too. Where did you find it?
I've been carrying this bone around for years. It is yours now, my Fräulein. You may do with it what you will.
I'm impressed by your generosity, Wolfie.
Is there any other conversations?
When you press the button, all you
Just in case I missed
you
anything?
touch when you press the button all you hear only static this time. You hear only
Aw, I missed a conversation, I think. What have we here?
the red stain on the paper cutter blade could be red ink or blood. Perhaps the last person to use it had an accident?
Maybe it's from when they were trying to move the desk.
A paper cutter with a red blade.
Alright, let's check this side of the place again. Lovely.
A peek into the mummy case reveals that Pippin's body has been removed.
Or open up the middle one.
The mummy case is sealed shut, as it has remained for over 2,000 years.
Good to know.
It's the traditional sort of hinged transom that can be opened and closed for ventilation. It seems to have a lot of dust on it, as if it hasn't been used in a long time. This is the Life Mask exhibit. You haven't seen this many dead-looking, expressionless faces since your accounting class at the university.
Bazinga.
Oh no! That doesn't look like a life mask.
No, it doesn't.
It's Ziggy's head! You reach out sadly towards Ziggy's severed head, then draw away. He's clearly beyond all help.
What
now
is
they
going
come.
on in here?
I'd say you've got some explaining to do, young lady. Why are you screaming?
I found Mr. Ziggy's head.
Very odd how you are always finding the bodies, Miss Bow. I think we should be going back to my office and interrogating you now.
Here now, Wolf. The young lady just found a man's head. Give her a moment before you get out your thumb screws then.
Thank you, Mr. O'Reilly.
Don't thank me, lass. I'm not saying you didn't kill the man. I'm just trying to restrain Mr. Heimlich's enthusiasm for his job.
But I will get results. Let me talk to her privately.
Now I realize you're just trying to help, Wolf, but I think we can learn what we need from the lass without harming her.
She could lie and you'd never know it. You Americans are too soft on your criminals.
I just walked in and found his head, that's all.
Well, Mr. Heimlich does have his point, lass. It's a wee bit curious that you keep showing up at the murder scenes before anyone else. How do you explain that, then?
Just lucky, I guess.
Well, you do seem a wee bit small to be sawing off a man's head, I'll say that much.
Thanks.
This Fraulein could have had help. Or maybe she's very clever.
Or maybe you're trying to pin the murders on her, so you can find the murderer and save your job, eh?
My job is quite secure, Herr O'Reilly.
Oh, really now? A security chief who allows burglars to steal the exhibits, then overlooks several murders happening under his nose. I'd think twice about your security methods if I was running things here.
This is hardly the place to discuss my methods, Herr O'Reilly. We have a suspect to interrogate.
Correction. We have a murder scene to investigate. We can talk to the lass later when she's had a chance to calm down.
Thank you again, sir.
You're a sturdy one, I'll say that much for you. One scream and you've got your head together again, so to speak. Just don't try to leave the museum.
I can't leave. I'm locked in.
Good. We won't have to worry about you then. All right, Wolf. We've got work to do. Let's go get the crime scene tools.
Jeez. Anyone else want to show up dead?
Good evening, Countess.
Good evening, Miss... I bore rather easily, dear girl.
He's dead, though.
Do you know anything about the circumstances of Ziggy's death?
Ziggy's... no, I'm afraid I don't know a thing about that dreadful little man.
That was a little suspicious. Oh, hey. Watney Little.
I'm sure I don't know anyone by that name, Miss Bow. Quite sure.
You're a very suspicious lady.
In every respect, it appears to be untampered with and normal.
Nothing there. Any other conversations happening? What just happened? Did it just crash? I'm playing a game!